That's low. Hello book lovers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lainey. Thank you so much for stopping by my little corner of the internet. It is so good to see you. Let's fix this first. All right, there we go. So welcome to another reading vlog. I'm so excited for you guys to check this out. It's packed with some reading, packed with some extra tidbits and life stuff that just goes on, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna dump it all in here to make a good video. I don't know, but we're gonna get through our fall TBR very slowly but surely. The video did start off just as like a weekend thing, and then it expanded more past a couple of weeks, so based on maybe what I'm saying in the beginning of the video, it might give a different vibe. So that's just a little preface for that. But I think that's it. And with that said, let's get started. I wanted to show you guys my fall TBR, but I don't know whether to show it to you in terms of the specific months. Like these are the ones for September, October, November, even though we're already in October. Or if I want to show you in terms of types, like these are the graphic novels. These are all the fantasy books. These are all the mystery books. Let's figure out these piles so it might be a little bit easier for me here to show you guys. So graphic novels, I'll do mystery here, fantasy. All right, let's get into the fall TBR. I'm gonna show it to you guys by like groups of books, and then at the end I'll show you like which specific set of books were specifically a part of September, October, and my November TBR. But they're all fall together. So let's go ahead and talk about the graphic novels first. So we have Roller Girl and we have Pumpkinheads. Roller Girl, 12-year-old Astrid has always done everything with her best friend Nicole. So when Astrid signs up for roller derby camp, she assumes Nicole will too. But Nicole signs up for dance camp with a new friend instead. And so it begins the toughest summer of Astrid's life. So graphic novel, children's literature. We do have another children's literature within this TBR, but I put it with another section of books. And then we have Pumpkinheads, which I feel like is going to be perfect for spooky season because it takes place in a pumpkin patch, I believe at the end of September or the end of October. Next, let's do our historical fiction, realistic fiction, literary fiction kind of section here. So we have Tumble, Let Us Descend, and Rehearsals for a Living. This one is about like, this was written during the pandemic, during lockdown specifically, and it talks about the Black and Indigenous perspective. It says it's part debate, part dialogue, part lively and detailed familial correspondence between two razor-sharp writers, and I think it was that these writers sent letters to each other during lockdown. Then we have Let Us Descend, which is a American slavery retelling. Has a bit of like magical realism to it, historical fiction. And then we have Tumble, children's literature, realistic fiction. It says, is family something you're born into, something you build, or both? And this one I have by itself, but this one is Once Upon a River. It says 3 girls missing, one is returned, a story begins. And then a little bit down near the summary, it says Once Upon a River is the glorious tapestry of a book that combines folklore and science, magic and myth, suspenseful, romantic, and richly atmospheric. This novel will sweep readers away on a powerful current of storytelling, transporting them through worlds both real and imagined. So it's a mix of like realistic fiction, magical realism, and I believe science fiction as well. And then the next books we have, if I'm correct, are all of the fantasy books. So we have Legacy and the Queen. It's tennis meets fantasy, or sports meets magic. We have We Are the Fire, and this is people forced to take part in like these human experiments, transformations, and they're also forced to be a part of the army, and it's like a story of rebellion. I believe this might be a book 2 of a series, so if that is so and I'm in the mood to read this, I will read book 1 and also then read book 2 because I'm very intrigued about this book. But I think I got this in a free little library, so I think that's why I'm not sure whether or not it's part of a series or not. We have Willa of the Woods. Willa has been told that the Day Folk are like really bad, and Willa steals from the Day Folk. She's like a Robin Hood type character, and because of that she ends up getting trapped even though she's not supposed to be crossing these worlds. And then she kind of learns like the old secrets that she's been told might not be the case, or not secrets, but like the suspicions and the horrific stories she might be told of the Day Folk might not actually be the case when a family of Day Folk, I believe, take her in. And then lastly we have the Nightmare Dilemma, fantasy school setting, murder mystery as well. And I haven't read a fantasy school setting book in like maybe 3 or so years, so I'm very interested picking this one up. I have one more fantasy, which is Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters, which is just book 2 of the Percy Jackson series. And the last deck of books here are all mysteries. So we have The Night That She Disappeared, two couples disappear, and then a year later a note appears that might restart the case up again. We have Where Are the Children? The female main character, her previous kids go missing, and now about a decade later, her new kids that she had with the new man that she met also goes missing, and it like kind of restirs up what happened to her about a decade ago prior. The last thing he told me, a guy goes missing and he disappears, but he smuggles a note to his wife to say like protect her, and she knows that he's talking about protecting his 16-year-old daughter. Are you Sarah? There is two Sarahs. After one drunk night, they end up going to the opposite's house. So when one Sarah realizes she woke up in the wrong side of town, when she goes back to her side of town, she sees that there are cops and like EMS and stuff like that, and she finds out that that Sarah who accidentally went to her house is dead. So now she doesn't know if it was that Sarah who's supposed to die that night or her Sarah, because there's two Sarahs, who was supposed to die. Behind closed doors, picture perfect couple, but that actually might not be the case. I'm very scared to pick this one up. And then lastly, we have Little Lovely Things, which is woman ends up passing out in a gas station bathroom, and when she wakes up, her daughters that she left in the car have gone missing. So that is all part of my, that's all the 17 books that are part of my fall TBR. These are the specific books that are a part of the September portion of my fall TBR. Then in the honor of spooky season, these are all the October related parts of the fall TBR. These are the books that are part of the November portion of the fall TBR. And by the start of this video, I am 2 books in some way of a third book of the fall TBR of 17 books. We're getting through them slowly but surely, and as you're gonna see within this vlog, we're gonna be doing some reading, so we'll see how many more books I get through that are part of the fall TBR. So with the fall TBR section squared away, let's continue and finally start this video, this vlog officially. All right, so it is currently 6:10, and today I was feeling so like super sick. I woke up sick. I think it's because yesterday I went to work in shorts and it was the coldest day that it has been. It was so literally so dumb of me. I think it's because I've been working for a couple of weeks now, right? And I was like, you know what, it's been so hot. I'm always complaining about the heat. I'm probably the only person at work who's complaining about the heat while everyone else is cold, but I was complaining about the heat and I was like, duh, just go wear shorts. And the day I wore shorts, it had to be the coldest. So I woke up extremely sick, and now it's kind of like winding down a little bit, which I'm super excited about because it means that I'm a-okay, or I should be a-okay to go into work tomorrow. So we'll see about that. But my day did not start today until 2 o'clock. That's when I woke up, and I just been kind of like slowly getting back into the groove, and I have so much energy, and I'm really hoping I can go to bed at a reasonable time given that I woke up so late. Anyways, what is the plan for today's video? I'm thinking, obviously we're gonna be doing some reading. Super excited. I have not read a full book post my reading slump video, but I have been reading snippets and stuff of multiple different books here and there, just because with working I just haven't found time to read. As you know, I'm chipping away to write my new book. I've done like the prep videos have all gone out before this, and then once November officially starts, we're gonna be actually rewriting like draft 1 of the book. So I have some writing to do in terms of like finalizing things for my new book, and then also some extra writing stuff to do because I officially started a Substack, which is so cool. So I have some writing to get done to continue on with like potentially posting and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how all that goes. I want to do some art, so we'll see how that goes as well. Just a lot of things, and so very excited. That is a plan. Let's get started. I have my YouTube videos queued up. It's gonna be literally a perfect night, and I think we're gonna get some of these work stuff done, like editing and such, and then we'll switch gears into reading and find perfect video to be playing while I do some reading. That's the plan. Let's get started. My hair, literally, it's dirty and it's a hot mess, but we got one more day left of this week, so I will just be braiding it up a little bit to bring in some life for the last day of this week of work. What am I saying? Oh yeah, Substack. I think I'm good. I'm working on some sort of like recap roundup, like monthly roundup thing. So we'll see if it goes the way I'm thinking of, like in my head, because I want it to be a mix of a collage and like some writing, and just kind of like go into detail of like everything I got up to this month in terms of like, you know, starting work, all the YouTube videos that, you know, I've done, any extra stuff like social media posts. I'm trying to slowly get back into like posting on social media and being intentional with what I'm posting. I think we're gonna cap it here with what I'm working on, and then I think we're gonna move on. It's currently 6:53. I think it's the perfect time to move on and do something else. I forgot how much I hate the freaking light in this room. You're sliding. That's it. On my tippy toes. It's 8:16 right now. 8:11 is when I just finished editing. I did not expect to edit for over an hour. I had like just a couple of clips to get through and it ended up taking mad long, but I'm not tired yet. Usually around this time, I'm feeling my body, like I'm feeling my eyes get heavy and stuff like that. So I always do like last minute stuff before I'm in bed, like by 9:30, but I'm not tired yet. I still need to do my hair because I'm not going to work with my hair looking like this. So though the curls are eating at the bottom. Anyways, I still want to do my hair, and that's gonna probably take about an hour to do. So prior to that, I want to get at least an hour of reading done. Yes, so let's go ahead and let's finally fucking read. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking for options. My September TBR. So I have The Sea of Monsters book 2 of the Percy Jackson series. I have Pumpkinheads, which is pretty perfect to be reading this month given that the Halloween holiday is in October. And then Roller Girl. I started reading Roller Girl in a video a while ago, but then I think I ended off that video talking about how I got a migraine, and then I never continued it until the video that I just finished editing right now, which is going up between my two Preptober writing videos. In that vlog, I read up to like page 50 something in this book, and that was last weekend. I might go ahead and finish this up, and then I might go ahead and at least read one chapter of Sea of Monsters, because I think I'm on chapter 3 right now. Leaving this little bit left, add some gel just to the ends because my hair is dirtying up. I don't need to add more product. This is just to protect the hair while I sleep and to stretch it out a little bit overnight. But that's our current progress, and that's what we're doing. and then I'm gonna go eat something, probably some cereal, and then I'm gonna go to bed. It is currently 10:09 p.m. I did quite well with what the time I had, given that I woke up really late at like 2 in the afternoon because I was sick. So I did quite well doing some writing, working on the Substack, which I still have to schedule for tomorrow. Before I go to bed, I'm gonna remind myself to do that. Plan out some videos, did some editing, did a little bit reading of Roller Girl, which I'll talk about tomorrow morning. And now we're gonna do our hair, and then we're gonna go to bed, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Yeah, that is the plan. See you soon. Good morning. This is what the hair is looking like from last night. It is 11:32, so I should be able to go and eat a little bit before it hits 12, or right when it hits 12. But I'm gonna undo this and go eat breakfast, and then with whatever time I have left, I will do some reading or do some art. We shall see. But I'm gonna bring my book with me today anyway, so I'll do some reading on the train. So the hair is a little bit more separated, a little bit more, whatever. Let's not even worry about it. It's duty, XYZ, da-da-da. It's the last day of the work week. This is just what we're working. I gotta go in like 10 or so minutes. Let me quickly talk to you about Roller Girl. All right, so this is like the third video Roller Girl is being shown in, and that's because oh, you're a little bit crooked, sorry, but that's because like I stopped and started reading this book so many times and within different videos over the last couple of weeks, but this is the first time where I'm really gonna actually talk about what Roller Girl is and stuff. So Roller Girl is a graphic novel. This is my little sister's book. She got this a couple of years ago. I remember reading it a couple of years ago, but I don't remember actually ever finishing the book. So I assumed that like I never got too deep into the book, which is not true because I'm like 120 something pages in, and so far I have remembered everything that I have read. But anyways, Roller Girl follows Astrid here. So Astrid has this best friend that she made when she was younger, within like second grade. Her name is Nicole. They do everything together. Astrid's mom takes the girls and they always do some sort of like activity together because, you know, she doesn't want them to be stuck in the house all the time. So they go and watch a roller derby competition, right? And Astrid really loved it, and Nicole kind of liked it, but like also not really. But they find out that there's a summer training program, and Astrid really wants to join, and she really wants Nicole to join. However, Nicole does not tell Astrid that she is actually going to go to ballet camp over the summer. So, and she's also going to ballet camp with Astrid's arch nemesis, who's also her bully and gave her the nickname, what was it? Astrid. So Nicole and Astrid's friendship has a bit of a strain because of that, and Astrid doesn't see Nicole, at least up to this point of like page 126 I think I'm at. Astrid has not yet seen Nicole, and also she doesn't let her mother know that her and Nicole aren't actually like friends right now, nor is Nicole not actually doing the roller derby camp like Astrid had originally told her mother. So because of that, Astrid finds herself alone at the beginning of roller derby camp, for the fact that one, she has no friends, and then two, she's not really good at roller derby, but she has this idol from the competition that she had saw prior to the summer starting, and she really wants to be like her idol, Rainbow Bite. So she doesn't let her mom know that things aren't really working out at the camp at all, and also for the fact that she doesn't let her mom know that Nicole is actually not doing the camp. For that fact, Astrid goes home alone when her mom thinks that it's Nicole's mom picking up the both of them. Yes. Now things are progressing. Astrid had a little bit of a hard time, but now she's having fun and she's learning things, and she's actually able to apply the things that she's learning, and she's meeting new people. And up to where I left off, there's this like slightly older girl at the camp, Zoe brings Astrid over, and Astrid changes and dyes her hair color from black to blue. And that's where I left off at the story. I thought I was gonna breeze through this within like an hour. This is quite a thick book, so it took me a lot longer than I thought it would. Since it's my little sister's book, I'm not taking this out the house with me, so I'm actually gonna bring Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters with me to work, so I can read on the train and read at work if I have the time to do so. With that said, this is like 5 minutes long. I have 5 minutes left. I gotta get ready to leave for work. All right, I made my matcha. Let's head out to work. Good morning. It's Sunday. The last time I did anything for this vlog was Thursday during the day off from work. This is supposed to be a weekend vlog, supposed to be a reading heavy vlog, but things just doesn't turn out the way that you want. But Friday I went to work, watched Gen V sometime in the night before I went to bed. Then yesterday, I think I showed a little bit of yesterday. No, actually, I think the only clip I have from yesterday is me washing my hair. And I did my hair, and now it's like 9:44 in the morning. It is Sunday currently. At the very least, I want to finish Roller Girl today. I'm really tired and my body really hurts, and so unfortunately it might be like a bed rest day for me. I've been having like nerve flares for like the past day and a half ish, so it's not been a great time. So that's what my Sunday's looking like currently. Unfortunately, this is what the hair is looking like. Definition is eating, shrinkage is real, but flakes are very prominent. I think I didn't use enough water because this product does tend to flake, even though it's like my first time trying it all over my hair, but my hair should have been soaked in water. I'm going to separate this, but it's really looking like I might have to rinse my hair out and use my tried and true method. But I managed to stretch out the hair. You can't really see it because it's so dark. It is 8:30 on the dot. Just catching up with my weekly shows. So 2 days ago I did Gen V, and now Sunday we catch up with all the animes because I haven't been watching them for about 2 or 3 weeks now. So For some, I'm like 2 episodes behind, 3 episodes behind. And I am reading Roller Girl. I read a little bit while I was cooking, and now I'm continuing it. I'm just reading and watching some anime. Like, what more can I ask for? It's so dark. This is what I'm eating before I go to work. It's like 11 something in the morning, and we have leftovers that I cooked for me yesterday. Good morning. I don't think, other than that last clip showing what I'm eating, I have not talked to you guys today so far. This is the first time in over a week that I woke up, my body naturally woke up at 8. All last week my body's been naturally waking up at 9, which was surprising because for like a good 2 months my body's been waking up at 8. And so today I woke up like 8:03 or something like that. I did some reading. I started off my day in silence doing some reading of The Sea of Monsters, and last night I finished Roller Girl in some better lighting, probably in the living room. I'll debrief a little bit about those books after. Watched the Scooby-Doo live stream. I love the Scooby-Doo live stream. I watched like 2.5 episodes of that this morning. Showered, ate, now with like a good, I took my hair down. Did not like it. Put it in braids last night. Did not like it when I took it down. They're in scrunchies now. And I think for the next like 30 minutes or so that I have, I'm gonna be doing some writing. So that's what my morning is looking like so far. Oh no, the hair looks so bad. Is that all flakes? Oh, my fucking skin. This is flaking worse than yesterday. There's construction. So I'm just making sure no one's on the roof. I'm gonna do this quickly. I finished Roller Girl last night. I'm probably gonna give Roller Girl a 4 out of 5 stars. This is not gonna work. Okay. So I moved back in here because that construction is so annoying. And I kind of tried to fix my hair a little bit. I tried to do like a little pullback situation and did my edges, kind of. But it's more flaky underneath the hair than like on top. At least you can't see anything visually. So that did not end up working out. So the humidity has shaped the hair a little bit better, especially these ends. So I'm just gonna kind of rock with where we're at right now. And then when I get home tonight, if I'm not too tired, I should get home around 6:30. I might dunk my entire head, like just go into the shower when I shower. When I come back, just wet my entire hair and redo it. So that means I have to go to the beauty supply store to get the gel that I typically use because I'm out of that. Anyways, let's get into quickly talking about these books because I gotta leave in like 10 minutes or so because this took like 20 minutes to do. Roller Girl. I'm giving Roller Girl probably a 4 star. I talked a little bit about the summary of Roller Girl. I won't go anything beyond that just in case you want to go ahead and pick this up and read it yourself. I will say this book is very much about like finding a spark, finding a passion. And though you go into it thinking that you're going to be the best, you know, you have your trials and your tribulations, the upside and the downside, your fun moments and your down moments through this. And through that, she meets a lot of people and it tackles new friendships, old friendships, and like just kind of like finding your identity in regards to like the people that are around you. So I quite like this book, but this book is 240 pages long. That's really girl. And then this morning I read up to chapter 4. I finally got out of chapter 2 and 3 because I've been stuck on those chapters for so long. And so I'll just talk about the beginning of this book. So it starts off with, if you've read the first Percy Jackson book, Percy is back in New York City. He's at a new school, and in his new school he meets this homeless guy named Tyson. And before we see Percy at school, he has a weird dream, and he sees like a shadowy figure at his window in the morning. His mom knows something, but she's not really telling him about it, and she does promise to like give him some insight after school. But based on how chapter 3 ends, he is already on his way, and he has made it back to Camp Half-Blood, and we haven't seen his mother. Just like the first book, Percy has like a little bully, and just like the first book, he's being targeted by the monsters. Percy, Tyson, and X-Person, the shadowy figure, ends up making their way over to Camp Half-Blood. Yeah, that's my vague little intro to the first 3 chapters of Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters. So I'm gonna pack this in my bag, go flip my water bottle, and pack my work shirt and head out. I've been recording for 6 minutes. I got 4 minutes to go to rush out this door. Good morning. It's been a couple of days, I think. Today's Thursday. I don't know when the last time I talked to you guys was. Last night, I went out and came home like a little bit before 10 o'clock, showered, and I was going to go to bed, but I was like, I have to watch the new Gen V episode. So I went to watch it, and then I couldn't fall asleep, so I didn't go to bed until like 12:30 or something. 12:30 on a weekday is crazy in the routine that I've built for myself now, because I've gotten a lot better with my sleeping routine and my sleeping habits, which I'm so grateful for. Anyways, I edited the video up until this point, and I'm realizing, because I originally wanted this to be a reading video, that it's not too reading heavy, which is totally fine. I don't really care too much, but I do want the rest of the video, for however long it's going to be, just to be strictly reading. But I don't want it to be Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson is a really good book to bring to work. It's safe to like have out and just like pull up and read with. So my kids have read Percy Jackson, like the kids that are part of my grade that I counsel. So it's a good book to bring to work. So I do want to keep Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters, as my workbook, and have the time before and after work now to read something else. That means we need to pick out another book from our fall TBR to read instead. So I'm gonna continue watching my YouTube video while I figure that out. All right, so I'm done picking out my next read. all the books are laid out on my bed right now, and I haven't actually filmed the fall TBR that's gonna be at the beginning of this video yet. So this was a perfect time when picking out my next read to pick out all the stuff that I already had written down as a part of my fall TBR and then find those books. For specifically what is the potential next read or the potential reads while I'm reading Percy Jackson: Lisa Jewell's The Night She Disappeared, Maureen Joyce Connolly Little Lovely Things, B.A. Paris Behind Closed Doors, S.C. Lally's Are You Sarah, Laura Dave The Last Thing He Told Me, Diane Setterfield Once Upon a River. I think the next book we're gonna disqualify is Once Upon a River. I don't think I want to read a heavy book or like a long book while I'm reading Percy Jackson. I think the two books we're gonna probably not do is All You Sarah and The Last Thing He Told Me, just because I'm not vibing with it, which I'm really surprised because All You Sarah is a book I've been meaning to read and I'm always picking it up as my next mood read. But so I'm actually not surprised. Maybe it's because of the other potential picks that we have that I'm not leaning towards this. The Night She Disappeared and Behind Closed Doors have been on my TBR for the last year. I'm always like putting it down, and I feel like if I don't go ahead and read them, I'm not going to do it now. But that being said, I'm going to disqualify Behind Closed Doors for my next potential read because the anticipation of what might occur in the book based on like the plot and stuff like that is deterring me from reading it right now. I'm scared, and I think it's because I'm scared I'm gonna put it down for now. So that just leaves these two books here. But like I said, similar to Behind Closed Doors, if I do not read this book now, it's gonna be in my TBR for another year again. So I think even though I'm like, oh my god, I really want to read this book, I think we're gonna do The Night She Disappeared. With that said, I'm going to go clean up my bed and we're gonna get started reading. The Night She Disappeared reads, It's a beautiful summer night in a charming English suburb when 19-year-old Tallulah and Zach disappear after partying at a massive country estate of a new college friend. 1 year after the case runs cold, a writer moves into a cottage on the edge of the woods that borders the same estate where the couple disappeared. Known locally as the Dark Place, the dense forest is her favorite area for long walks, and it's on one such stroll that she stumbles upon a mysterious note that simply reads, Dig here. Could this be a clue to the young couple's disappearance? And what exactly is buried in this haunted ground? So I'm home. I warmed the leftovers chili from yesterday. This is a little, oh, what the hell happened here? This was a little piece of a quesadilla from the food I bought my sister from Chili's. The little crispers and the fries, the something dipper, half-eaten slider, and a little bit of this really nasty macaroni. Oh, wow. Hello, I think it's been like a week. I have both been continuing Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, and The Night That She Disappeared. I think in Percy Jackson, I'm on page 61, like top of 61. Percy's back at camp, him and all the others, you know, they're learning about like what has been going on and stuff have, like the status quo and stuff have changed. And then in The Night That She Disappeared, we're getting different time. Like, it takes place during different years, 2016, 2017, across multiple different months. We have the present time with this couple who moved in to the cabin. The female, she is a detective, not detective, what am I trying to say? Yeah, like a mystery novelist. She's a writer. And then the guy, he just got a job. And so in this book, I'm on page 30 in the middle of a chapter, which is fine because the chapter's like 2 pages long. So I'm on chapter 6 and it takes place June 2017. So Tallulah and her boyfriend, who have a kid named Noah, I think his name is Zach, I can't exactly remember, they go missing after going out. They went out to a bar, and then they went out to like a friend's place. The mom, she gets in touch with that friend. That friend says she doesn't really know Tallulah like that, but she said that the Tallulah left. She was sick, and then Tallulah left, but she never actually saw Tallulah get into the cab like, you know, she said that she was going to do. And so now no one knows where Tallulah and her boyfriend is at. I have about an hour, so I'm gonna go to bed because I'm gonna knock really early today because my body hurts and I'm just so tired. So I'm gonna read for about an hour, and this is where we're at currently.
It's like marriage counseling trip, like retreat in the woods. They're camping, so they'll have bickering, and then one of them storms on about her life. Like his argument, they were just fighting.
Here's the book. I watched a video that was about an hour and 10 minutes long, and I think I started like page 30, I believe, and now I'm on 75, or the start of 75, chapter 13. I'll start chapter 13 when I pick up the book again. All right, so I'm on page, like the top of 93. It is currently Saturday.
More Than English. Written by Belen Woodard. Narrated by Gabrielle Union.
B, book drop. Reading Rainbow. I love the reading retention post reading because not many people retain what they're actually reading. So this is a really good thing for young kids. I'm on page 142 now, chapter 23, part 2. We're gonna continue reading and watching the 3 episodes of Reading Rainbow. They're out.
In the book No Cats in the Library, we learn about a cat who loved being read to at the library. It turned.
My name's Myra. I'm Zoe. The cats, they might wave to the cats.
I'm gonna do some morning reading right now for about an hour and a half-ish before I have to get ready for work because I woke up a little bit late today. So that's the little plan for this morning. I'm gonna do some more reading and I'll catch up with you guys soon. So as the book is going on, I'm understanding more and more why it's called The Night She Disappeared and not The Night They Disappeared. I think as when we get more towards the end of the book, I feel like the vibe is gonna be like, I don't want to say what my thoughts are because they might be a spoiler in terms of like the vibes of the book, because when the book starts, you're kind of introduced to the characters one way, and as the book goes on, you like these like truths start coming out, and I feel like if I say what if I say what I was going to say, it might spoil the fact that like you might end up going into the book understanding this specific thing. So then based on like how characters are written, you're not going to take it with face value. You're going to take it with like some underlying deception going on, I think. I don't know. Anyways, so I won't say what I was going to say, but I'm understanding slowly more why it's called The Night She Disappeared. I also will say, so far, because we see like different POVs, the POV of Sophie, who's the female within the couple that moves in, who's described in the back as like the detective novelist, and she sees in the back, it says that she sees like a sign that says "Dig here," and it might be related to the case of the missing teens. Her, I'm still really not understanding the necessity of her as a character. I will say, post moving in, like the back of the summary says, she does see a note that says "Dig here." She does dig up something and it is related to the case. But I also feel like any character that we've met from like the past POV, which is like a year to 2 years prior to the present, could have found that. Like, I don't necessarily know why we needed her as a character for that. But like I said, there is 398 pages in this book, and I'm still not even 200 pages in. So, you know, she might become a lot more important. But I feel like the mother, especially since she has been like desperately trying to find her daughter, especially for the fact that like she has already checked and looked through the woods, that I feel like in the present timeline she could have just like, because like it's like the anniversary or whatever, she could have just went back into the woods again and found that sign herself and dig it up herself. I don't necessarily need I don't understand why I need this other random new character from the present, but we shall see. Hello book lovers, welcome to the end of the video. I'm so excited. Last night I finished The Night She Disappeared, or I guess technically early morning, since I finished at 12:02 on the dot. And here are my thoughts. I'm gonna give The Night She Disappeared a 4.25 rating. I was going back and forth between a 4.5 and a 4.75, but I'm refilming this little end segment because the last one was 10 minutes long. Hopefully this one doesn't end up being that long as well. But as I was talking, I had lowered my rating in that first attempt, and I think I'm gonna stick with the 4.25. There are 3 reasons why. The first reason, and I've talked about it before, I've gone on like 5-6 minutes rants and reading updates, so unless I didn't cut it out, you might have heard me talk about the fact that I didn't understand the necessity of Sophie's character. So the book follows 3 POVs. We see Tallulah, who is the female of the couple that went missing. We see Kim, her mother's POV, and we see Sophie. She's a detective novelist, she's a writer, and Sophie is kind of like, well, at least based on the back, and technically she's kind of the catalyst of like resparking and continuing with the case, because she comes across a sign that says "Dig here," where she finds something that is in relation to the couple, Zach and Tallulah, who go missing a year prior to Sophie's arrival. The book also goes like through 3 different years, 2016, 2017, and 2018. Each time, each girls have a POV. Obviously, we're getting more, it's itching more towards present time. So with Tallulah's POV, we see her, it starts about a year before she goes missing, and then we end up seeing like what happened near the end of the book, that night she disappears. The book starts off with Kim, Tallulah's mother's POV, and we see what happens the night Tallulah disappeared, but from Kim's perspective, and like what she knows and who she meets in relation to her daughter's disappearance. And then we see Sophie, who comes a little after the anniversary of Tallulah and Zach's disappearance. Now, like I said, I didn't understand the necessity of Sophie's character. I thought as the book goes on, I would be like, yeah, only like this was only something she could do, and like and it all makes sense, like why she's here. But I really couldn't understand it. I felt like anything that Sophie did wasn't too groundbreaking. I think for the fact that like she found clues like just on the internet, and she did this and she did that. I honestly felt like it, like the things that Sophie did, Kim could have done, or the detective Dom could have done. I just don't understand why Sophie was there. I also think that Sophie's character wasn't fleshed out. So out of the 3, she was the one that I connected with less, even though like obviously like pivotal stuff is found out in her POV. But like I said, especially since Kim was only in her late 30s, I felt like Kim could have done it instead of Sophie. So that was just a little off to me. The second thing that lowered the score for the book is the ending of the book. Once it came out to find out how the couple disappeared, okay, fine. Once we see what happens post that, I was like, I don't know, I felt like everything in the book was like a fast pace. It was a little far-fetched, a little unbelievable. Like, obviously it's something that is plausible and possible, but I was like, wait a second, my neighbor like mad loud. I can hear them from here and they're outside the door. Just waiting. I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, the ending, I'm a little mixed up on the exact ending itself. It felt a little, also in specific to, because like I don't want to spoil this, but in specific to one character, I was completely thrown off. I don't want to say mischaracterization because technically it wasn't, but I felt like I was just thrown off. Didn't quite like the ending, but that's okay. And then a third thing was, I felt like, and it's very small, and this wasn't really the reason that I deduct massive points off the book, but a third thing I will mention is I kind of felt like I wanted, and that's just me being like wishful thinking, I wanted a scene between the epilogue and the last chapter. I felt like we were kind of missing a very like heartwarming coming together scene. Kind of thought that was missing, but also this is a mystery suspense thriller book, and that's not really something that you're given. It's just wishful thinking that I wish was there. Other than that, I really liked Tallulah as a character. I really liked Kim as a character. And another praise for the book I'll give is, despite it being 398 pages, very, very fast paced. A chapter is probably not more than like 3 pages long. Sometimes there's a chapter with just half of a page, especially near the end. Like the chapter pages got a little bit more shorter. I've never read a Lisa Joel book, and I'm so happy with myself that I finally get around to reading The Night She Disappeared. And I definitely want to check out some of her other books, because when I went onto Goodreads, I saw people say that though they love this book, this wasn't their favorite Lisa Joel book. And I was like, damn, like if this is not your favorite and you're telling me there's like better ones out there, like it gets better. Like I really liked how this is. And yeah, so that was The Night She Disappeared. That's 4.25 stars. We read Roller Girl in this video as well, and everything else that happened in this video happened in this video. I'm very proud of myself. We have about a week and a day left of October. I could possibly get through another full book within that time, so we shall see, but that shall be in another video, or I'll talk to you about it in another video. With that said, thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you in another video. Bye bye.